Louis Tomlinson has recently said that he thinks it would be a shame if he and his other One Direction bandmates never reunite with each other. The singer was one-fifth of the group who first found success on The X Factor in 2010 and went on to become one of the most successful boy bands ever. Speaking on Thursday's episode on Lorraine on ITV, Louis discussed the odds of the reunion and also looked back on the group's rise to success. Asked about getting back together, he said, "One day, there's a lot of moving parts, but it would be an embarrassment if we didn't." One Direction was a group that included Louis, Harry Styles, Zayn Malik, Niall Horan, and Liam Payne. Zayn Malik left the group in early 2015 with the remaining four releasing stars for another album made in the AM before they went their different ways. Speaking about the group's achievements, Louis said, "It's easier to see now from the outside looking in. It was a crazy time but amazing to go through with other people. It would have been chilling to go through it alone at that age." Lorraine told Louis she couldn't think his son Freddie was 6 years old, and Louis replied, "Yeah, such a great age at the moment." Lorraine then asked, "Does he know his father's a big deal?" Louis laughed and said, "I'm not going to lie, until he saw my show on the tour in LA maybe 4 months ago. It had just been stories of me trying to explain to him what it is I do. Obviously quite a hard thing to explain really. But it was amazing to watch him. I could see him. I spotted where he was. He'd arrived with his own little banner. He normally goes to bed at 7 o'clock, but he stayed up for the whole gig. It was clearly the most emotional gig I've ever done. It was amazing." Louis also spoke about recording his recent album and how it's different to his first album. He expanded that it was a bit of a process on his first record. There was an element of trial and error. Well, coming out of a band the size of the One Direction, it takes time to find yourself musically. But he really thinks he has found it on this album and this single. Lorraine said, "It's a happy record," and Louis replied, "It was a conscious decision. On his first record, there was a weight to it emotionally which he thought was right for the time, but he just wished to break loose from that now and be optimistic." If you're liking this content so far, please consider subscribing and liking this video. Now, let's continue. Louis also revealed he had an opportunity to declutter his during lockdown. He said, "Everyone's experience is unique. He spent a lot of his life thinking about what the next thing is. And there's always an element of pleasure in his life which he is used to. What was great about that time was it gave him an opportunity to declutter my brain and really think about the next record. And what did he want it to sound and feel like? If he didn't have that time to reset, it may be well been a different record, so he feels happy to have that time." Louis Tomlinson has also teased his upcoming album, Faith in the Future, with an anthemic pop single, Bigger Than Me. The song was written by Louis Tomlinson, Rob Harvey, and Red Triangle and produced by Mike Crosby. On Friday, the former One Direction singer shared the video for his new single. In a statement, he said, "It was his initial moment of excitement making this record and where it felt they were onto something which honors the live show. He has always tried to be a very normal, humble person in this life. But there's a line to that and a responsibility that comes from being in this position. He realized from doing those live shows what it means to his fans and how everything he does is bigger than him. It's almost a coming of age for himself and putting opinions about himself to the back of his mind and thinking about what it potentially means for other people." Faith in the Future, which arrives November 11 and is available for pre-order, marks the singer's sophomore studio album. It features productions and songwriting from a large list of collaborators including Rob Harvey, Dan Gretsch, Nico Rapture, Joe Cross, and Hertz frontman Theo Hutchcraft. The former One Direction member tweeted, "After living with this album for a while, I can't wait for all of you to hear it. Thank you for allowing me to make the much music I want to make." He also shared the cover art and the 14-song tracklist. According to the pre-order link, the album will arrive both on vinyl and CD. And a Record Store Day exclusive limited versions vinyl features black and red splatter. Another RSD edition stars a deluxe CD design and includes 2 more songs. Louis Tomlinson also talked about his first solo effort after One Direction. He said, "A lot of people, when they're first starting out, they evolve in the background trying various things. But obviously, he had to do that a little bit more publicly. That's definitely been challenging at times. So he's relieved to have an album that he is really proud of." With that being said, it's time to end our today's video. Press the like button and subscribe to our channel for more interesting stuff.